Dean Rusk disagrees with you, and he was the Secretary of State at the time, but that's fine.
The communist nations have exploited the turmoil of a time of transition in an effort to extend communist control into other areas of the world.
Thoughts on Dean Rusk and America's involvement in Vietnam? I know next to nothing about that.
Exactly.
Valerie Jarrett, President Obama's chief advisor and family friend, proudly announced Monday that his administration had been scandal-free during his 8 years in office. Breitbart News, however, disagreed and presented a short list of 18 scandals. Herewith, an excerpt of its list. 1. The great stimulus heist. Mr. Obama grabbed almost $1 trillion for stimulus spending, but created virtually zero private sector jobs, allowed a great deal of the money to vanish, and spent the rest of his presidency complaining he needed hundreds of billions more to repair roads and bridges. 2. Operation Fast and Furious, Mr. Obama's insane program to use American gun dealers and straw purchasers to arm Mexican drug lords so the administration could complain about lax regulations on American gun sales to restrict American Second Amendment constitutional rights. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry and Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent Jamie Zapata, plus hundreds of Mexican citizens, died as a result of the blotched operation. Attorney General Eric Holder escaped charges claiming he didn't know what his subordinates were doing. 3. Eric Holder held in contempt of Congress because of Operation of Fast and Furious. The White House, Democrats, and the press protected him. Mr. Holder said it was politically motivated. 4. Obamacare. Obamacare would not be affordable, said Jonathan Gruber, Ph.D., MIT professor of economics and chief architect of Obamacare, which passed March 23, 2010, without any Republican vote. Lack of transparency is a huge political advantage, he said in San Francisco in 2012. And basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever, but basically that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass. The lies started earlier. On June 23, 2009, Mr. Obama said, "We will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan. Period." That was the lie of the year, said PolitiFact, a project of the Tampa Bay Times. On April Fool's Day 2010, after he signed Obamacare in March, Mr. Obama said, "If you like your insurance plan, you will keep it. No one will be able to take that away from you." It hasn't happened. We heard in one presidential debate, if you've got health insurance, you keep your own insurance, you keep your own doctor. It was a lie. 5, spying on journalists, AP reporters and James Rosen of Fox News, etc. 6, the IRS scandal, selective targeting of conservative groups, i.e. pro-life and Tea Party groups, by a politicized IRS denying tax-exempt status. IRS officials lied, allowing scandal kingpin Lois Lerner to retire taxpayer-funded. 7, Benghazi. In a failed attempt to send arms to Syrian rebels, 4 Americans died because Mr. Obama, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, refused to send help. They then lied about the cause of the attack for weeks afterward, prompting Mrs. Clinton to ask, "What difference at this point does it make?" 8, Hillary Clinton's secret server, subverting rules. She was guilty of sending classified email on her homebrew server, and Mr. Obama knew about it. 9, the Pigford scandal. Abuse of a program using taxpayer dollars meant to compensate minority farmers for racial discrimination exploded. 10, NSA spying scandal. Edward Snowden's pilfering of sensitive National Security Agency data damaged national security, creating diplomatic problems, and AG Eric Holder thanked Mr. Snowden for performing a public service by exposing surveillance programs the Obama administration didn't want to talk about. 11, Sergeant Bo Bergdahl. He left his post, went over to the Taliban, soldiers died looking for him, yet Mr. Obama traded 5 high-profile Taliban prisoners for him, flouting the law and lying. 12. Iran nuclear deal and ransom payment. Pushed with lies and media manipulation, Mr. Obama allowed Iran to pursue nuclear power, paying it billions of taxpayer dollars to use for worldwide terrorism. 13. Polluting the Colorado River. The Environmental Protection Agency turned the River Orange, unleashing water from closed copper mines. EPA officials escaped punishment. 14. GSA scandal. General Services Administration wasted taxpayer money on lavish parties. The administration tried to cover it up. 15. VA death list scandal. Department of Veterans Affairs put veterans on secret death lists, and executives turned in phony status reports and signed themselves up for big bonuses. Mr. Obama spun the news with hollow promises. 16. Solyndra. The green energy scandal wrote crony capitalism into the American political lexicon, cutting corners and wasting $535 million of tax dollars. 17. Secret Service gone wild. White House fence jumpers, tipsy Secret Service agents driving a car into a security barrier, and agents soliciting hookers in Colombia. 18. Shutdown theater. During the government shutdown of 2013, Mr. Obama did everything he could to make citizens feel maximum pain, from barricades to keep veterans away from memorials, to releasing illegal alien criminals from detention centers. An infuriating lesson for voters in how every dollar they get from government is a dollar that can be used against them. When are they impudent enough to demand spending restraint?